So as you said, welcome on board because as you said, the whole point of this training is really where we do whatever it takes to get you to become really good at it. So every time you were doing some live trading, we're doing some things, we're always gonna be there to support you and to handhold you. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. You just have to go to the link and then book a call from there. So tell me what before we start, have you got any questions for me?
Um, well, I don't have any questions, so I just want to jump into it.
Nice. Awesome, awesome. Really, really good to hear. Now, my question is, did you have a chance? I know it's a bit too sudden. Have you got a chance to watch the video I just sent you? It's a bit too sudden.
Yes, I
Oh, you
did.
did? Oh,
I did.
okay.
I just
Wow, wow.
finished it 10 minutes ago.
Okay. Nice. Really, really good to hear. Cool. Awesome. Now, what I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to tell you step by step how the plan is. So you're absolutely clear how it works. Okay.
Yeah.
The plan is really to make your first 100K, that's really the whole plan. Lots of our students able to achieve way more than that. But for beginners, if you achieve 100K, your life is settled already. Why? Because when you achieve 100, once you achieve 100K, you no longer have to do anything anymore. You no longer have to trade. You no longer have to do anything. You can even click forget password and you go away. And then suddenly your money double. Oh, your money triple. Oh, your money quadruple like that. Why? Because you have, because of the strategies that we taught. Yeah. So let me just review exactly what I'm talking about because repetition is really the mother of skill. So I
Mhm.
just want to make sure. Now, do you know how to plot the graphs now or a bit tricky? I think you did send it to me, isn't it?
Yeah, I did send it to your email, and I think I know how to plot the graph, but I'm not doing it onto IG because I find it like quite hard for me. But when I realized that for in the video that you've sent me recently, it will be easier to plot it on IG because I don't have to keep repeating doing the same thing over and over again. So I said like, all right, I have to start doing it. I'm quite slow because I'm starting to do it, but currently I'm doing it by screenshotting the guidance. So that's what you will see on my homework.
Nice. Also, let's get straight into it right now. So in this session, we're going to repeat back, how do you actually make 100K and beyond? Most of our students make multi-millionaire. It's just that we didn't show them. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about some of the work that you've done as well. It's really beautiful. At least you know what we're looking for. You know we are looking for guidance. That's really good. And you understand, okay, you play around with it, with this as well. If you watch the video I send you, the criteria is a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, that's what I've noticed as well. So I'll try and
Where do you get this criteria from? Or I think it's a
from
week
your
one
previous
video.
videos.
Hmm.
So I was like
Did you do that?
screenshotting them.
Oh, nice. Did you do that already before you joined the training
Yeah,
or?
I've
Okay.
done it like last week only,
Oh, okay. But
and
I
that
thought
was
I thought
like,
when you come to the training, I sent you another. I sent you the guy who bought a house in London. So
oh no, I wasn't able to
watch that.
watch that video,
That's
so
fine.
I just
That's fine.
watched the most recent one you've sent. But I wanted to watch that because
Mm.
I wanted to know what happened with that guy.
Mm-hmm. Because we break down the strategy step by step there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's good that you watch the video I sent you just now as well, so you kind of
Yes.
know how to filter it. So how do we filter it? We call it the multi-bagger strategy. How do
Yes.
we filter it? How,
Well,
mm,
we have to go to the fundamentals and
what's the
put
percentage?
PE rate, PE as more than zero. That
Nice.
means the company is making profit.
Okay.
EPS growth this year over 30%, sales growth. What do you mean by TTM?
It's just trailing 12 months, so that means the whole
Ah,
year.
all right.
Yep, they've been
Okay.
doing like
So I've got all the notes on that, and I'll do that on my next homework as well.
okay. Okay. Cool. Awesome. I saw your homework and yeah, is what's missing is just plotting the graphs. It's just easier
Yes.
to see later. Yeah, but it's really beautiful. At least you know how to do guidance, which is really important. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
We have a call at 8 o'clock. Do you know that?
Yes. I'll come in it later.
Okay, awesome. So now I'm going to tell you what's going to happen now. So at least you got a clue about it. Okay, I'm just going to repeat a little bit this so you understand how it actually
Yeah,
works. So this is really the true way to achieve financial freedom. Okay, once you got in, you are almost set for life. You know, financial security, true financial freedom. And before we look at it, I'm just like, and I said to you before, you know, you have to wait for extreme fears. Every time during extreme fears, you put a little bit of your money in. When it's that negative 10%, you put a little bit of money in, a little bit of money in. When market valuation or morning star, I hope you understand. If you don't understand, you need to let me know because this is on the video I just sent you. So I'm going to continue
yeah.
from that video. Yeah, is that
I
okay?
I understand them.
Yeah. So it just means that, you know, so rather than being perfect, so every time when the markets was at the price that we want, a lot of people are very scared. They're not willing to buy. But all you have to do is just put a little bit in, a little bit in. If you have £1, put £1 in. You have to be brave when the time comes. Yeah. Because as I show you, market always goes up really, really nicely historically at 10% position when the volume is spiked, at another 50% when it cross over AAIN report, pull and call ratio, VIX, leverage, etc. Okay. And people often ask me, Raven, what should you be buying? You should be buying some stocks that is high growth, okay, at least 10 to 15%, and the lowest PE ratios as well. Yeah, the last time we have this is actually like Meta. This is like in October time. And then market drops more than 10%, you choose a super high growth stocks. Last time we don't really have any 10%, but we have one 10% or two around 110% this year. When it's more than 18%, that's when you will use leverage and you go all in like that. Yeah. So let's just do an example now. So you kind of feel it or you kind of understand how it actually works. Okay. So we're
Yeah.
gonna back test it. We're gonna play a game called back testing. Yeah. So how we're gonna do it is I'm gonna give you a time frame and you tell me if you would have bought or if you would have sold. Okay.
Hmm.
So let's do that. If I'm gonna give you a time frame of, let's just delete all of this. Yeah, if let's say I'm gonna give you a time frame of I don't know. Let's say I'm gonna give you a time frame of like here, like 21st of February. You know, the question is, would you buy or would you have sold 21st of February?
Where's 25th,
Yeah,
21st of February?
it's around here. Let's pretend. Yeah, it's here. Yeah, just around there. So what you will be doing, you'll be using our criteria. So you will, or you go to my website, Investment Success Ltd, and then you open everything up, and then you click on, you know, all everything, you know, the fear and greed, the pull and call ratio, and all of that. Okay, and so I'm going to show you one time, and then I'm going to show you how I do it. Yeah. So on the second one, this is much better. So you look at February because I say, you know, here, this is like last year, February. So what do we do? 20th of February is just in greed time. Okay. It's in greed time.
Mhm.
You see? Yeah.
Yeah.
20th of February is a greed time. It's now 63. Do we buy?
No, we're gonna sell.
We don't really sell like
No.
that. We just say, you know, we sell when it's really, really go too high. Okay. It's much better is
Mhm.
not to buy. Okay. So you wouldn't have bought that. What about the rest? So you go to all the strategies from here. So it's not fear. So you don't add position in. You don't add 10% in. Market valuation is also quite high. So it's not negative 6 or 10. How do you know? Um, so here, market valuation. Yeah. Also all on my website. And then you go on here. So February 20th. Yep, these are
Yeah.
overvalued.
Overvalued.
We don't really buy that.
Yeah.
And then you go through step by step, you know, and volume spike because those two doesn't work. So we don't really care so much about volume spike because these two Open insider is not crossing, and AIN report is not very negative. Put and call ratio
Mm.
is nothing big. VIX is not big. So you wouldn't have done anything, okay? You wouldn't have put a
No.
penny in. So let's go in. Let's continue. So you will be like, oh, like, on 7th of April, okay? 7th of April. Would you have bought? Would you have not bought? Let's have a look. So you have all the way there a little bit, March, 8th of April. So 7th of April is still 59. 9th of April is still 59. So you would you have added position when you are on 27? Let's see what is 27. Is it on grid? Okay, 27 is just on the fear time. Okay. 27 is on the fear time. So what about here? April 17. Okay. April 18 is just on the April time. Okay, that's fine. It's just on the April times as well. So would you have bought it? Probably not. It's a spike of volume just now. So a little bit there of a spike of volume here and there is okay. It would be nice to be a bigger than that. So that's okay. So it's all about the VIX. I'm backtesting you so that you know exactly what to do now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um. So okay, this is the April. So the April, we always want the next resistance line. Can you see the April line? We have some resistance line based on the past. So the rule says the VIX reaches previous resistance line. You will add 5% every day on a smaller resistance. When it's big, above 25, you add another 10 position, 20% every day. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was at around April 17, 15. It reaches a little bit of the resistance just right here, just around 2019. Would you have bought it or would you, a little bit?
Yeah, buy a little bit
Yeah, yeah.
position.
Exactly.
Yes.
You would have why? Why would you
Yeah.
have bought it here? Why?
Because it's under resistance, but it didn't really had a big spike
Mm.
compared to this previous one. So that's the second line of resistance. So we can put a bit of dollar cost average.
Exactly. So you put around 5% of your money in. Okay. You close your eyes, you can ask me, Raven, I know I'm supposed to buy what stocks to buy. You can text me at that moment. Okay. For apprentices, you can text me at the moment. You can say what to buy, and then we're gonna guide you what to buy at that moment. We're gonna double check with you. But remember, you have to click your button. Yeah, you have to click your
Mhm.
button, but you just need to know which yeah, we're gonna let you know which one. And because at that moment, everyone will gonna be fearful, are gonna be panicking. So you have to have the mindset of, okay, I might lose a little bit, but eventually it's gonna recover. Okay. If you are not willing to lose a few 1 minute, 2 minutes, you will never make the big money because eventually it recovers. So yeah, it came down and then eventually it comes back up. So that's what happened. What about the pull and call ratio? Let's have a look. Pull and call ratio. Um, pull and call ratio on April.
Mhm.
Let's see where's April. Okay, April, you went up a little bit there. Okay. So what's the
Mhm.
rule? Let's look at the rule. The rule says reaches previous resistance, you add 10% every day. So let's get when it's a previous resistance, pretend we can't see what we have before. So you are in April. So pretend April is here. Pretend you can't see anything on the top. So let's draw a line here. So your previous resistance will just be one resistance here. You'll be obviously there's another resistance here. So you would just right here. That's your April time. January, February, that's your April time. Okay. You'll be like, oh, what should you do? What do you think? What would you do here?
Buy 10%
Yes,
of
nice.
with
I
your
love that.
money.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. So you have add a little bit of your position in, okay? You add around 10% of your position in. So yeah, so this 10%, and you add every day, okay? Not just one time. So every time you see a little bit, you add a little bit, a little bit, a little bit in, okay? And let's say, yeah, so it comes up here first, third, fourth, eight, then 11, 12. Yeah. So I would say if you've been adding a little bit in total like that on this situation here. So it stays here for how long? Let's have a look. For it's first of February. This is the resistance line. A little bit of the resistance line here, and it's not a massive. So how do you navigate if it stay for like 1 month? Sometimes it stays for 1 month, and you will be like, "Oh, what's going on?" It stays for 1 month, and if it stays for so long, you know, and pull and call ratio is at the small resistance line, you can also do a maximum of like that 30%. Okay. If it is not the biggest, biggest resistance. Okay. That means if the resistance, I mean, biggest will be 50% because it stays for 7 days. You can go all in there at the moment. That's not too bad. Yeah. So that's kind of what happened. So pull and call ratio also asks you to buy a little bit. VIX asks you to buy a little bit. So the only thing that asks you to buy in April last time is just these two. Open inside the cross, not really. AAIA sentiment, I need to check a little bit, but it's not so much. And because of that, what about the volume? Is there any volume spike? Go there and have a look at the volume. Where are we? July. Oops. So yeah, just around here. Okay, there's a little bit of the volume accumulation here. It's not like the highest, but it's still a little bit of accumulation of the volume here. Okay, this is kind of acceptable. So all in all, you would have started to add your position based on the VIX. You would have added your position a little bit just in let's see. Okay, this one. Yeah, when it reaches the resistance a little bit here, um, 15, a little bit of like the high is around 18. So if you miss the 18, you have to get in on the 19. So you have 20% of your positions here on the VIX. And pull and call ratio, you're probably gonna start adding your position on the 8th of August, 8th of April as well. So just go back there. Just go back there. Yep, 18th of April, just around there. You've added your positions just around this level. So sometimes you add it, you might come down a little bit. As you come down a little bit, it's fine because eventually it's going to go back up again. Yeah, so that's what happened. When you see a big spike of volume like that, you'll be like, ooh, ooh, and you add a bit of your positions in. So all in all, you will probably add I would say around 50 to 30% of your position. Because VIX saying yes, and then pull and call ratio saying yes. They are not the highest resistance, but you will also add a little bit of positions in. Okay. So the question is, what would you buy at the moment? Would you use leverage or not? So let's talk about when would you buy. Does it drop less than 10%? So it dropped from market drop from 5.2 to 4.9. 3 divided by 552, 3 divided by 52. It's around 6%. Market drops around 6% only. So because it drops less than 6%, this is what you will buy. You will buy some low PE ratio stocks that is on a high growth. This is things like Meta, like Google, like Nvidia. You buy VUAA, IGUS like that. Yeah. So you put it there. You
Could
make
you
a lot.
remind me again how to check the PE ratio
How
and find the low PE ratio of the company?
Nice. I love your question. So let's say the companies that at this moment in time, 19th of April, that is on a lower PE ratio. Historically, we want the big ones as well. Okay, it has to be a little bit big. This is the big one because we want the stable one. So Nvidia is good at the moment. Nvidia historical P ratio. I like this company called Finance Chart. Yeah, they give a very nice finance chart, very nice PE ratio. So you see, in the past 5 years, okay, let's do 3 years first. So it's always at 300, and then it came back down. And then during April time, we've got relatively okay 73. So 74. Okay, 74 is still quite high, so you wouldn't have bought this. Is so if you can't see the hindsight, you'll be like 74 is here. Last time was around 59, 40, 42, 47. Okay. So 73 April time, 70, yep, it's still quite high. So you wouldn't have bought Nvidia because historically you can see it went to like 40, 50. So that will be the lower one. Okay. So you would
Mm.
have probably got into things like Meta, for example. So let's see for Meta in that time. At that time, it's around 25. Let's see historically how much is it always. So sometimes it's 89, sometimes it's 20, 32, 24. This is a very lucky time. So 25 is okay for Meta. Yeah,
Mhm.
April time is around 25. That's okay. Yeah, 25 is okay is for Meta. So people would have already bought there. Yeah. So that's how you check. Just go on the user website, type on Google, and you will check the PE ratio there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So you've bought there. Let's say pretend you bought Meta and you'll be like, oh Raven, how much am I gonna make or how am I gonna make money? So let's say you bought Meta. A lot of our students did bought a lot of different powerful stocks as well. And let me show you about Meta first. Hmm. So, yeah, this is April time, 2000. It came back down like that. You saw a spike. So can you see a spike of volume?
Yeah.
You have to get in, yeah, and a spike of volume. Don't be scared. Um, because that spike of volume is actually after. So it's after the big drop. It's even better. So you bought it there. So you see if you have bought it there. People often ask me, Raven, if I buy it, when should I sell? Okay, that's really important. So the first one, when the market drops less than 10%, we actually and you if you buy any of this company, the VU, Google, Nvidia, the big one, VU, AA, IGUS, EB, no leverage, you never sell. Yeah, you never sell. Oh wow, never sell. Yeah, you don't have to sell things like this because it will just keep compounding. You make a lot of money like that. Yeah, you can see if you bought it there, was 40. Today you went to around, 6. You went to the higher to 86. Okay, 6 is okay. So it's around 40 to around 650% return, just like that. Yeah. So why never sell? Because even this comes down, nothing is gonna happen to you. Okay, you're not going to lose a lot of money. You're not going to be screaming because they're very, very stable. Yeah, the stock I recommend. Normally, recommend VUAA, IGU, SEGEQ, EQP. A lot of these are index. Okay, because the market only dropped less than 10%. So that's what happened for April. Yeah. What about after April? Let's have a look.
I have a question, Raven.
That's me.
Is EQGB the same as EQQQ or
Yes.
QQQQ?
EQQQ. Yeah. Or what?
QQQM is different.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the same. Well
Mhm.
done. Well done. Really good. So let's go to the next one. So we've got let's see. Yep, April. So we've done the April, it went up like that. And then you will be like, okay, let's look for the next extreme fear. So we have done the April. April were reaching here and then it went up a little bit. And finally it came back down on the 6th of August. Okay. So sometimes these
Mhm.
are not so what about 5th of August? 5th of August was on 33. So it's not there yet, 33. So you're waiting for the next one. 7th of August, this Wednesday. Okay. You'll be like, September, well, August, what should I do? You reach extreme fear. So let me ask you, 7th of August, what would you do? It's because sometimes it might continue to keep going down. So you never really know. So
Mhm.
7th of August would just be, yeah, just be there. And you never know, it might keep going down. So let's pretend it's just right there. So you go to one by one again. So first one,
Yeah.
is it extreme fear below 10? Um, I would say as long as it reach extreme fears is good. What about what is below 10? What is this? This is 7. This is 4. This is around extreme fear, which is below this number. The number is 25. Yep. So I would say below 16, which is around here. 16, what is this? It's 3rd of March. Okay, let's do that. Let's make it just below 16. Below 16. Below 10 to 16. Okay. So, and so let's say because this is below 10, let's say you don't buy, okay, you don't buy and you don't put 10%, okay, that's fine because it's only extreme fears and it's not below 10. So you don't, because when it's below 10, you add 20%. You don't just add 20, you don't add 10%, yeah? You can add
Mm.
10% when it is at 20% when it's below 10, you know, but at, sorry, yeah, at 10% when it's below 20. Let's make it very clear. Okay. So that's what happened. So you will be like, you add a little bit of positions in there. There's around 10%. Let me see, what is it got? Okay, go to 1916. So you add around, one day you add another thing, second day you add another thing. So the next one, market valuation, 6 to 10. Let's see. Market valuation at the moment, at that time, is just in 3.8. Okay, market valuation doesn't say buy. That's fine. And then what else do we have? We've got let me see what else do we have. Volume spike. Let's see. There's a spike of volume a little bit there. So there is indeed. Can you see the volume quick? But
Yeah,
volume keep
that's
going
quite
up. You'll
high.
be like, yeah, you'll be like, what's going on? So volume spike is on the condition, okay? Spike of
Mm.
volume on the condition of 1 and 2, okay? On 1 or 2. Because sometimes volume spike suddenly like that. Yeah. So you add a little bit of positions in when the volume spikes as well. Usually, let me see. Yeah. And then you open inside, there's no cross. AAIM report, it was quite negative at that moment. So let's see. You go in here, you click download. And this is the report. And you just look at the date. It was August at the time. So let's go to August. Yeah, it was around here. Is it here? Yeah, 5th of August around there. Oh, it's around there. Okay. Speed this a little bit.
Yeah, 25%.
Okay, 25%. That means not many,
Not
many
really.
people. Yeah, not many people are bearish, so you wouldn't have done anything. Yeah,
Yes.
you wouldn't have buy it. Let me see. Okay, yeah, you
If
wouldn't
it
have done it.
reaches 60
Exactly.
or
So,
more than that.
yeah. Yeah, very good, very good. So you wouldn't do it on AIN. Put and call ratio. Okay, let's see if put and call was high. So pull and go was on, okay, it reaches the next resistance just nice is there. The previous resistance was here. This is April. Now it was here again. Okay, so you add
Mm.
around 10% of your position. Let's see how many days. So around 8, 9, 13, 14. Wow, so it's around 7 days like that. Yeah. So when it's around 7 days like that, one day we add around 5% of positions is quite okay. Put in call ratio. Okay. So you usually stay for quite some time. You add 10% maximum 50 if not the highest, biggest resistance. Yeah. So you add a little bit of 10% every day, if not 50. 5%, I would say around 5 to 10% every day is good. Because maximum is 50. The VIX reaches previous resistance. Let's look at the VIX. So on that time, or at that time, we are waiting for the VIX will just be okay, this one. Yeah, it reaches very high actually.
Mm.
Um, so that's the spike. Wow, very high spike. You
Oh,
definitely want to add a little bit position in. The position was even 30. Wow. If it is 30,
that's
what do we do? Let's have a look. We add 20% if it is 30 every day.
mm.
Yeah. So let's see how many day that is. Wow, so you have add a, oh no, okay, let's see what that is. 30th, oh, here. So it gives you a few chances, just one day. So you will have around 20% of your money in there, okay? And you have 10%, 10%, 10%, just like that, starting really from the second, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, eight, nine, 10, 9. Okay, let's go back to US 500. So, so just come back like that. What day is this? So you see, this is just 19, 20, 21st, 20, 31, first, second.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wait.
starting August. Anytime you buy during August will be okay. All the way up. The whole August is okay.
I
Let's look
have
at
a
it.
question, Raven.
Yeah, ask me.
When it comes to you say you have to keep adding position on a daily basis, and how do you check that it's the same every day? Is it like a real time
What do you mean
um
it's the same?
update?
What do you mean?
For
Right?
example, like there's a spike, right? And then you said
Mm.
like keep adding position 10%
Yes.
every day. And then when do you stop adding
If,
the position?
if you don't have position, that's fine. If you don't have position anymore, you click forget password because you are done now.
Okay.
Yeah, you just want to celebrate if it is you know, if it is there already because
Mhm.
you reached there. Yeah. So that's kind of what happens. So if you don't have position, that's fine. We recommend students to not to look at it anymore if they finish adding position, which is very, very good. Not to look at it anymore, it's a very, very good thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, because you don't have to keep looking at it. It's not a compulsory thing where people keep looking at it. No, we don't do that. We only look at it when there is something to look at. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is kind of what happened there. Let's see. Cool. Let's have a look on the next one. Just very quickly. Cool. The next one that so yeah, so based on that, it looks like that's kind of what happened. Let's look at the next criteria. So yeah, VIX was reaching. So when would you start adding position? Okay, let's have a look. So the resistance was here. So you can probably start adding resist when the resistance was around 19. Can you see this is previous April? Yeah. So we are here. So the resistance was here. So you will start adding position on the 2nd of August, 10%. And then on the 4th of August, you add another 10%. On the 5th of August, you will add 20% of your money in. Okay. This is 5th of August. And then this is 10% again, and you 10% again, 10%, 10% again. Very, very beautiful. Wow, I love this. Yeah, lots of our students was doing this and they're very happy. So you can see in reality, 2nd of August, you started the acquisition. What's going to happen? Let's have a look. So 2nd of August, where is that? Let's see. Yeah, I think it's around 2nd of August. Yeah, you just here, you start adding position just right here, 10% a little bit in. Oh, okay, say, oh, look at it, it's 10%, that's fine. And then what about this pull and call? You start to add position, the resistance will just be 9th of April, you start adding, oh no, yeah, 7th of August, just write that. Okay, this is the resistance at 7th of August. So you add a 10% position, that's okay. And then 3rd, 4th, you add a little bit. 5th, you saw a big spike, you add 20%, and you keep adding position. The VIX was, and then you saw the fear and greed almost did nothing. What was really doing a lot of things is this one. Yeah, the put and call was reaching the resistance, which is just around 8th of August. You add another 10%, 8th of August, just right there. So by the
Mm.
time that you add most of your position already. Okay, so let's see how much question is what should we buy? Let's see how much it dropped. 56 to 5th. 6 to 50. So 6 there by 50, 6 there by 56. Around 10%. Okay. Wow. There's a 10% position drop. So you can buy. What do we do? When drop almost more than 10%, you can buy, choose super high growth stock, the multi-bagger stocks. Okay. What are they? Let's have a look. Go to chart mail and we find what are they. Oops. Really powerful tool. Student on the higher apprenticeship is gonna get it for free. So go to screener, very expensive tools as well. Exit, and then just go on sector. We want two sectors in our life, which is information and communication services. Valuation is gonna be more than zero. I talked to you just now. PE ratio more than zero. You
Mhm.
you told me just now. The growth, we want it to be 30%. Yeah, 30% growth. EPS next, if days, we can do this. And then there is the EPS. What about revenue growth? We also want to be more than 30%. And then what else do we have? We've got, so there's 30% there. Is there anything for next year? Growth next year, 30% there. So we have around 30 companies here. Okay, it's not really 30 because Palantir they put three, Micron they put three, Marvell three. So there's not really 30. So you can see if you bought any of these companies, what's gonna happen? Let's have a look. So I haven't talked about when to sell. Okay. You sell this, yes, you will have to sell the super high growth stocks. You sell this when we are at extreme
Extreme greed.
greed. Very good. Or you can also sell this when the guidance drop. Okay, so you
Mm.
have to go through the guidance every quarter. You see it when the guidance drop. Yeah, and yeah. So let's have a look.
Do you sell the entire stock that you bought, or you just sell a few?
You can sell slowly, exactly how you buy. If you buy slowly, you can sell slowly. Okay.
Mhm.
Even you sell the whole thing is fine. So if I go to chart, I can do two charts. Let's have a look. So you will see if I have bought it in what is this, April, February. So it's not really show December, October, November. Okay, it's not really showing what happened last year because we're looking at last year now. So let me see how can we look at the latest one. Oh, this one is good. Okay, this one you can see last year. Okay, let's look at that. So let's look at this for a second. Oops, let's have a look. So I'm at 2025 now. This is 2024. So we talk about buying at extreme fear and selling at greed. Let's look at when it's a greed. Okay. And not just greed, we want the overvaluation as well. Overvaluation to be around six. It's around six, around that. 5.5 or six. Okay, let's have a look. So if you have bought it here in August, you would have sold it when it's extreme greed. Let's see. If you bought it in August, you probably would have sold it in. Okay, let's see when it's a greed stage. The greed is around more than 75. So, okay, this is almost 74. Okay, 14th of October, that's
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so that's okay, 17th of October there. And then look at the valuation here. So you would have bought it a little bit at the bottom, and then you will sold it when the field goes to, yeah, it goes to 6.7. So you probably sold it on 7th of November. Okay. So you bought it in August and then you sell it in November, probably around 3 months for all of this. Okay. So let's see what's
I
gonna
have
happen.
just noticed because if it's on extreme fear you bought it, it increased to the extreme greed, went down, but it's almost the same level as when you bought it on extreme fear as well. So if you will not sell the company, what would happen? It's still you're just breaking even if you didn't sell the company, or you won't be
Yeah.
getting any money at all then
Yeah,
if you didn't
potentially,
sell it.
potentially. Yeah, potentially. The good news is you're still getting dividend, etc. Yeah. But let's have a look. Let's have a look more. So if you
Mm.
have bought it, let's say, and the stock that we recommend here, you can see if you bought it there. Let me show you. Where is it? Yeah, it's just in July, August here. Yeah, July and August is the same. So you bought it there. You would have sold it in November. We talk about just now. The
Mm.
November, which is it is a high here. Yep. Let's see, where's November? Yep. 11th of November, 7th of November. Okay, 7th of November. So you would have bought it there and you would have sold it in November. So let's do the line. Here, the price is around 80 or 100. And then you sold it in October. Where's November? November is probably around there. So you bought it here, you sell it there. There's around 140. Okay,
Mm.
so around 40% of your money, just like that. Actually, more than that, 180 to 40, probably 80% of your money in 3 months. That's one Nvidia. What about the rest? Let's see. Let's look at this. This is Nvidia, so how the graph is different. Can you see?
Yeah.
Nvidia graph is like that, Nvidia graph is different. Let's look at another Nvidia. Palantir is also one of them. Using our filter, you would have bought it in August here, which is around 20. You sold it just
Wow.
there. Yeah.
Expensive.
This is
Thank you.
around, yeah, you would make 4, 5, 6 times your money, just like at 20 to around 80. Yeah, 4 times your money, just like that. Okay, that's cool. And then you've got Palantir, we've done it. Palantir, we've done it. What else? What's going on? Slow. Yep, so there's Palantir, Micron, for example. Let's see, how is Micron doing? Let's refresh it. Oh, it's gone. Why so big? Why so big? Why so big? Why so big? Cool. Let's look at Micron. Micron is probably a little bit tricky. So it was around August here. You bought in August. You selling in October time. Okay, you went up a little bit from 60 to 100. Okay, let's get here properly. Like Micron. You bought it in. Yep, just August, just here. And then it went like that. Okay, that's okay. You will make like 80. Even the graphs looks very similar, but if you zoom it in, yeah, she went out quite a lot. So from 80, 1st of November, we're just here 11. 80 to 11 is around 30, 30, 80 to 11, 30 divided by 80. It's around 40% returns as well. That's also really, really good. Yeah, so let's go to the next one. And we've got Amphenol. So if you bought it in August for Amphenol here, September would just be up there. August would just be around 60, you went to around 80, 50 to 80, that's good. And Marvel as well. Marvel is crazy. A lot of the screen from 50, it went August, July, you can see, July, and then it went up to around November time, 100 like that.
Yeah.
100, 200 times your money. So Reddit, let's see. February, September, August. August is here. You bought it here, you sold it in November here. So this is around 50, you went up to 150, 3 times, 300%. In 3 months' time, Nordic, Nerbius, Lumentum, what else do we have? Umbrella and Hive Digital. Yeah. A lot of this you have to do the guidance as well. So you have to make sure the guidance is actually increasing. Let's look at what else we have. Ready with the Cradle. Cradle went from here 20 all the way up to 80. 4 times your money in 3 months' time. Nordic from the bottom here, it went to around up a little bit. You should make money on that as well. Nerbius. Nerbius can't really see. Lumentum from here, from 50, went all the way to 100 times your money. Nova from here, August as well, went all the way high up there as well. So this is 150 to 300, to 200 times your money. Sydney from 100% go all the way to 300%, 300 times your money. silicon. So it goes on and on and on. You can see, almost, let me continue. Umbrella, September was just here. It went all the way high up. Almost 100 to 90% of the times, if you put £100 in each of them, you're going to be
Mm-hmm.
making some quite good money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very nicely. Awesome. So that's kind of what happened because you will be choosing the high growth stocks because it just dropped a little bit more than 10%. If you don't do this more than 10%, you do this VUAA, all these index is also good. But when it drop more than 80%, I will show you later on, which is happening in April. Wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's where life change. Why? Because this is what happened when you have, let's say you start with 1K or £500 or £100, whatever that is, doesn't really matter. If you start with 1K, I just show you just now, if you bought, in 3 months time, sometimes 6 months time, you times three of your money. Okay. Now times three of your money, but when it comes every year, usually there's an 18% drop from all-time high, usually. Okay. So when there's 18% drop, that's where you can use leverage now. Leverage, you will times 20. Okay. Because eToro, they allow 20 leverage on eToro. Okay. On options, you allow 100% leverage. But let's make it very simple. Let's just make it 10%. Okay. Sorry, 10 times leverage. Okay. Just choose a small one. So 3 times 10 is times 1 in 3 to 6 months time you would have made 30K of your money in. Okay, once you got that, what happened? You do the same thing again. Maybe you don't use leverage anymore. You just times three because sometimes if drop less than 10%, you don't use leverage, like what we happened in October time. If it's less than 10%, October drop 8%. So we don't use leverage, but you use the same strategy. So you times three times three, you made 90K. This is probably all in less than a 1 year time. And then you do it again the next 3 months, you do it again, you times three again, you don't use leverage, just pretend there's no crash, so you don't use leverage. 9 times 3, 970K in your pocket. Wow, completely tax-free. You're not doing anything anymore. By the time when you don't use leverage, this is where you can sleep because you just buy it and you don't look at it anymore. Okay, you just wait for extreme fear. Oh, extreme fear now. Oh, valuation more than 5 now. You just go and sell it. Yeah. And then 3 to 6 months later, you times three again. 297 times three, probably 710. Okay, 710. This is it. So you can see, as long as you make your 30K, life gets very, very simple because you just triple your money every single time. This is how true financial freedom comes. Yeah. You saw my Instagram, you saw, how do they grow from 5,000 or whatever that is. A lot of our students start with very small. How do they grow like that? That's what happened. I normally can't show other students who make millions because of that safety reasons, and they don't really want, people to know that they are made millions because people is gonna find you. I only show people on 100K usually. Yeah, other 100K after 100K, I don't really show people anymore. I only show myself. So that's how the situation comes. Make sense?
Yeah.
Nice. How do you feel?
I feel inspired really, and I feel like I'm really ready. I'm so ready to be in it. I
Nice.
have one question with
Yeah, ask me.
regards to the guidance.
Okay.
So because I just saw one, I was just checking on the market screener today. There's one company that they have updated their guidance, and the guidance is from, let me just see for a moment.
Sure.
Their guidance is the company expects revenue of 1.85 billion, and the previous
Fine.
guidance is 2.1.
Okay.
So when I do that, do
Mm.
I have to just minus, like calculate from the expected new revenue from the previous outlook of fiscal year 2025, and then
Yeah.
whatever the difference is, that makes like there's a decrease of like 11%? Or do
I
I
see.
have to deduct it oh, from the previous year fiscal year outlook of like 2.35 billion?
Nice. I love your question. How it works is that you want to treat like a salary, basically. Okay. Try like a salary, like a job. So
Mm.
treat everything like a job or like a business like a job. So if this month, exactly what you talk about is, next month they're talking about quarter three, whatever that is next year, you're gonna be getting paid whatever amount. And then you just have to compare. Oh, if it is 10%, then you stay in the job. If it's less than 10%, then you quit the job. You short the company. That's as simple as that. Does it make sense or no? So I need to see what you're talking about. So I need to see what you're talking about so I can actually show you or understand what are you actually talking.
On the market screener today, it's Driven Brands Holding.
Okay. New Brands Holding. Okay. Cool. Let's have a look. What's the company called?
Driven, Driven.
Nice. Let's see. Mm. Latest news. Okay, let's see. Expect. Okay, let's look at these. Provide guidance. Okay, let's look at that. Really good. Let's see what they say. So expect to be 2.1. And what do you say about previous?
They have another, the latest one of that, like 2 hours ago. They said that they have reduced their expectation to 1.85 billion.
Oh,
So the revenue, I think there was like, yeah, this is like the revenue. And then on the previous one, previous outlook was 2.1.
okay. I saw it. So it changed from 1.85 to 2.1. So what's your question?
So do I just have to deduct like
Mhm.
from here? Because
Yeah,
um
because
there's
yeah,
a difference from that previous
the previous one.
guidance
Yeah,
to
it's
the
basically like
current
your job.
one.
Yeah, it's basically like your job. If your boss is giving you a salary of 1,800, you know,
Mm.
and last time was 2,100, and you'll be like, is it 10%? If it's more than 10%, then I quit my job. If it's not then more than 10%, then it's fine.
So I
And
don't
then
have to back test it and then check from the previous outlook because the previous outlook is 2.35.
you do have to back test it. You have to see
Mm.
that at what price the person always quit the job. Okay.
Mm.
So you have to go back in time and see, okay, last time when this happened, did the person quit the job? Did the price come down? Yeah. Very good. Very good. You're doing it right. You're on the right track, I think. Yeah. So to make it easier, you just need to yeah, I'm very proud of you. To make it easier, you just make sure the numbers is big because 0.3 to 1.8 is not too big, is it? Let me see.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah,
It's just like I
0.3.
wanted to know like how to do it when it comes to a situation like this. Well, I'm not too keen about doing
Doing what?
a
0.14%.
quarter to quarter. I prefer the fiscal or yearly. I can't do
Same.
the
Same.
quarter because it's a lot of work for me. I feel like it's quite difficult for me.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So just choose the biggest one just to make it easier. So if you want to have less work, just choose the biggest one. Just choose that, oh, it's really huge. The difference is really huge. It's coming down really huge. What I normally do is I look at what's the price. If the price only dropped negative 1.3%, it's probably not so big. So I
Mm.
just go for the next one. Yeah. So you want to make sure it's huge. And then that's where money comes. Yeah.
Ivan, could you explain it to me again, the quarter to quarter? Because what I
Hmm.
do is that, for example, quarter three now they reported, and then they're expecting for a quarter four. Do I just
Cool.
have to look at quarter three all throughout, back test all quarter three and see like what is the guidance for the next quarter,
You
fourth
treat it like
quarter?
a salary. You treat like a salary. So if it is, if it's like during like I don't know, like during summertime, you always get
Mm.
paid this amount, and like quarter four, you always get paid this amount. And what are you going to compare? Are you going to compare with like winter? Obviously, winter is going to be different. And then it depends on the business as well. And then you compare again. So basically, you want to see a change. You want to see a big change. I would say that's a key word. Okay, you have to pull it all out and treat it like a salary to see if the change of salary is worth me buying or worth me selling it. You don't have to complicate. Oh, is do I do Q4 over Q4? Yes, you do, because you have to compare winter to winter. You have to compare between summer to summer. So you have to go back and find the summer. Yes, because you want to know, or last year I get paid how much during the summer. This summer, how much am I going to get paid? That's what
Mhm.
makes you decide to stay in a company or not. Okay? Treat it like a
Yeah,
business, treat it like a salary, and it will be good. You don't have to memorize it. You don't have to use the logic where you treat it like a, salary. Like, oh, this month, that like this increased 14%. And you ask yourself, oh, last time when the company increased 14%, what happened to the stock? Does it go up? Does it go down? If it goes up, that means this time more likely going to go up. And you make a lot of money like that. Yeah, that's
yeah,
that's that's the easiest way. I think you're doing really,
yeah,
really well. Yeah, we'll talk more about this kind of later on around 8 o'clock. Yeah.
yeah,
So cool. Let me tell you what's your homework right now. It's the same homework because you haven't done it all yet. So it's the same homework. You have to plot the 10 earning guidance graph, around 3 to 5 years, go all the way back. Start with affirms as well because you haven't plot IG. Try to do it on IG. I show you on the 1 hour video before the lesson.
yeah.
Yeah, do
Mhm.
it. It's the same homework, really powerful. Tuesday homework, put submit when you see, oh, this is 10%, straight away go to your account and click short straight away. If it's up, click buy straight away. Okay, you don't have to wait for me to discuss it. Make sense? Yeah. So it,
Yeah,
like for example, you found driven brand. Oh, it's 10%. Click the button. Go and click your button. Buy and sell on your practice since you are new here. Okay. And then place 20
yeah,
trades after market screener. After screening market screening, yeah, place the 20 trades and then we book for your one-to-one. When all of this happened, on the good news about apprenticeship is that when this happened, you can text me straight away and ask Raven, I want to buy stock now. What should I buy? And we're gonna be letting you know. Make sense?
yeah,
So you go to your email and then book the one-to-one link straight away. Yeah, that's the good news about being on the apprenticeship. So we are hand holding you at each and every step of the way at the crucial moments. Make sense? So what is the caveat here? What's the tricky part here? The tricky part here is that you can see you do have to be patient. And when not only just be patient, you do have to be willing and brave
yeah.
to put it in. Don't think about it so much, just put it in. Just put it in. Because when it's 10%, you'll be like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh, I don't know. Just do it.
That's what scares me because before coming into the training, I didn't know like how to do or plot it in the IG. I've been doing it on eToro, and with the eToro, I keep putting like times two, times three, times five, and sometimes I would sell. It's like I didn't know what I was doing. I was
Mm.
like, I feel like I was blind. I like doing it blindly, and like that's the reason why I was losing money. And I said like, I need Raven.
Yeah, yeah. Before the training and after the training, yeah. Big time, big time. You're not alone. A lot of our students before they join us, they're also very, very scared. They know what to do and they don't have the coachings and stuff like that. But now you got a clear plan. Would you agree? You can
Yeah,
literally see step by step what's gonna happen if you're willing to take action. You can see out of so many things, this is the only thing that's gonna give you true financial freedom. Yeah, because you
yeah.
just go in one time. At the time you might panic, but the rest of it, life's journey is very smooth, very easy because of the situation. You can see just compound and you don't have to do a lot of things later on. Make sense?
Yeah, it's just like whenever I told my husband, I will buy you a house or I will buy you a car next time, just give me 6 months. Just give me 6 months and I will buy you. And he would just laugh at me like, oh yeah, how you want to do that? I was like, just believe in me. I will do it. I have Raven now.
Nice, nice. Awesome, awesome. I'm
Yeah.
very, very proud of you. Yeah, I'm very, very proud of you. So you can see, and this is a skill set where once you got it, you don't have to care about anything else. You don't have to care about AI replacing your job. You don't have to care about, people, being rude, etc. Because you got a skill set and you're able to do the
Yeah.
things that you really, really want to do. It's a out of so many things, I have found something that really allows, a lot of our students also say, truly give them the freedom to do the things that they want, and time back. Time is most important. Because you can work in McDonald's, 24 hours if you want more money, just work more night shifts. But we can't do that because time pass very fast and we're not
It
getting
is.
younger.
It is really true. And
Awesome. How
I'm
do you
really,
feel?
really thankful to you,
Mm,
Raven. We just like the first call today. I feel so inspired and empowered, really, because there's so much things going on in my life, and I feel that you are my way out. You're like, I just couldn't believe how you talk for 3 hours straight to your students, like without stopping at all. And I was like, this guy is really into it. He loves what he does. And this is what's keeping him keep on doing it. And I feel like I admire you for that, really.
thank you. Thank you.
And I
Yeah.
love you. I even told like even sometimes it's like I love Raven. I
Thank
love him.
you. I love you
I'm
too.
so
Yeah, I love a lot of my
amazed.
students too. Yeah, all of my students. Yeah, I really love them. This is my passion. This is something that, you know, that's something that I would rather do than anything else. If I don't do this, I actually get depressed.
Oh, at least like you're making it a way. You're telling me like you're making the best out of it.
Yeah, I was sitting on the beach. I went to almost all the beach in the world, many, many years ago when I was financially free. I was like, oh my God, what's life right now? And I got so much money. Why am I still depressed? Because I wasn't helping. I wasn't doing something. But now, I wasn't helping people. So now it's really, really good. Yeah, this is, there's nothing I would do than this. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for taking a leap of faith in us. And yeah, very, very proud and very, very grateful for you. So question
Thank
is
you,
why yeah,
Raven.
you're welcome. Why do you decide to do this even though there are so many negativity out there? Did you see there's some negativity out there? Did you see some
It's so
negative?
much. It's too
Mm,
much negative. Like because when I told it about my husband,
mm,
immediately he said no. Don't go with this guy, like he's a scam. And then he went to Reddit, he went to see the reviews, and there were like negative things. And then I started to
yes.
think
Let's
like,
look at Reddit right now.
oh my God,
Yes, the Reddit is crazy.
how?
Yeah.
It
So
is crazy. And I was like, I explained to him,
yeah,
they say that he is a scam because they were not into his trainings. You don't
exactly.
know what I have seen with this
Mm,
guy. 2 hours, 3 hours, he keeps on talking to his students. He has this so much patience, like how he teaches students, and they don't know that. They just say that he's a scam without even knowing like what's inside. They have to be inside first for them to realize that you are really something, like you are gifted. And a
mm,
lot of people has to see that and for them to appreciate you, and only your students can truly say that
mm,
they are really happy when they went or like got into their course,
mm,
because they have realized that they are in the right platform and they are with the right person. And I may tell you that my sister-in-law, she
mm,
bought a course or a for I think forex maybe. She
mm,
paid £500 and to give her signal. And I said like she should have been on my training, and I explained to her clearly that what
mm,
I've learned from this course is totally different from what she sees online, all of
mm,
these scams, because now I understand with the way like how you explain it to me.
mm.
It's so amazing, it's mind-blowing.
Wow, man.
And that's why I love you for that. I don't know, I just love you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Same here.
Yeah,
So you're absolutely right. So how come you are so brave even though you read this? Because a lot of people are scared of this, they're like, oh, Raymond is a scam. He doesn't say he doesn't have money, and stuff like that. So how come you are so brave? You read this is like a year ago and stuff like that. You're so brave and you still decide to go for it. How come?
because I believed in you. I
But it's very
messaged
difficult,
you
especially for
before.
people who don't know us. You can see Raven calls is a scam. Let's read this slide, digest this. Has anybody else do his training? Look at this guy, Black Hammer. He's actually one of the competitors. He's been suspended because he's a competitor, which is normal.
Oh,
Yeah, we have a tall poppy syndrome here. So he and personal finance is actually a quite a negative group. If I show you that group, he launched in a quite a negative a little bit of the group kind of here. Yeah. But anyway, let's read it a little bit. You know what they say. and it's a scam. If people actually make money, why would they need to sell a course? Would they? So you can see a lot of these people haven't been to our training. So this is the same why Warren Buffett is still working. He's 95. He's still working. Why is he still selling things? Elon Musk is still giving interview, doing presentation. I see Jensen Huang, just a couple of weeks ago, the Nvidia guy. I show you actually just here is the pictures. Yeah. The Nvidia, the king of Nvidia guy. I see him almost every year. Oh, I lost the picture. Yeah, the pictures here. And literally, if I show you the interview, I ask him what is your happiness right now? How do you feel right now? I say, oh my God, presentation is over. He's so happy presentation is over. So you can see a lot of these people, they are the richest person in the world. They are still working, they are still presentation means it's a selling. And they have books. Books is a course. Books is a digital course. So they're like, oh, what am I supposed to do? As I said, I get depressed if I'm not doing this. What am I supposed to do? Rich people don't tell people, don't need, they just carry on doing, and then they sell by native thing. People will get rich quick. Yeah. So rich people don't have to work. The reality is a lot of these rich people and that you see, we are just humans. If we are not working, then what are we going to be doing? And we like to give back. And
Yeah.
obviously, it's a scam. No such thing as a get rich quick. Probably if anyone try, yeah, it's like if anyone could make money like that, why would anyone work? Why don't we just do trading and investing? Because this is not taught in school. Most people don't know how
Mhm.
to manage their finances. Most people don't know how to, what
Yeah.
stock is, what is the stock market, what is a share. Most people don't know how to evaluate a company. They don't know we should go opposite of the psychology. When people think it's a scam, fearful, they say we should be going all in. Yeah. So they're very, very scared. Yeah. If I mean, um, if why would anyone? So why would there be a rich people then? Why would there be a rich people if So it's like very normal, when you want to start a business, people will be like, oh, you shouldn't. When you want to do something,
Mhm.
go out from your country. No, you shouldn't. It's like a cult for people who are really protective of their rat race. They don't want to do anything else. You're right. None of this is our students. It's just talking about, none of these are students, nothing talking about our strategies, our multi-bagger strategies, our $1 million strategies, buying exchange fears, because you can backtest it yourself. When you buy this all the time, really, really beautifully and nicely, money comes in a very, very nice and beautiful way. Yeah, if you just buy exactly what we talk about, even the one that we have just recently. What else? Very interesting. Cause as a placebo. It is true. There are. So what I would say about, yeah. It is true. There are some training. Maybe they are not delivering and stuff like that. There might be something out there going on. But out of so many courses that I've actually been to almost all training courses. If someone is actually teaching something, I would say if they spend exactly what you say is someone is spending a lot of hours to teaching something, there's actually information out there. Yeah, there's you're actually gonna learn something out there. And you're not gonna learn everything that is correct, but sometimes life, you know what you want and you know what you don't want. Yeah.
Mhm.
So rather than
Yeah.
trying to be perfect, trying to find the right perfect person, we actually just ask you students to take a leap of faith and take a leap of try, because I have been to almost all training in the world. He talk about Greg Sackers. I have been to his training. I have his course. And he talk about any training you talk about. I went to Warren Buffett. I went to Jeff Bezos. I saw a lot of these powerful people. Now I'm learning directly now from Jensen Huang. The richest. The Nvidia king. The richest person in the world. I'm learning directly from them because I have already been to almost all training in the world. And I'm grateful for a lot of them, even though some of them doesn't work out. Some of the trainings that I went to, because I've been to like hundreds of them, some of them doesn't work out, but I'm grateful because I know what works. I know what doesn't work. What does
Yeah.
work is free signals. If I don't go to free signals, I've never been to where I am today. I will keep trying free.
Yeah.
Free signal never work. I will tell you why. Because free signals is when you make money, the person is actually losing money. Yes, let me repeat. The person that provide the freak signal, they compile together with the platform. I have people who come up to me and say, Raven, can you do that? let your students lose money and then you make a lot of money. People come up to me, you show the interview, and I say no, this is not something I want to do, but this is what free signal, because I get approached by free signal all the time. If I show you my
Mhm.
email, if I show you my Instagram, people approach me, Raven, I have got a platform for you. So this is what happened on the platform. Usually it's an empty for platform, usually it's on a free signal. So initially you're gonna make money, you make like 6 months, you make like a little bit small money, and then eventually you're gonna lose them all, because every time you make money, that person who provided you the free signal is losing money. So they are luring you in, but eventually you're going to lose them all. And you
Mm.
never know. When it finishes, you never know, what is trading and investing. Oh, what is stocks? Oh, how do I know about the PE? Oh, when am I supposed to
Mm.
buy? You still have to rely on them forever. It's not a true financial freedom, because every day you have to do it. Every day is a new job. When I first started, I was going through my phone, running, sleeping with my phone, waking up with my phone, going to the toilet with my phone, with my laptop, because it's day trading. This is free signal. I did it like 15, 20 years ago. And I was like, what is this? Why am what? I have more white hair. I have more stress doing this. So, and then I tracked down some of the greatest living investors around the world, pay a lot of their money, and I found the proper way, the 1.2 million,
Mm.
the proper way, and I show you, this is our, like using exact strategies that I just show you just right here, and we make it happen. You can see my pictures. Yeah, we make it happen using exact strategies that we just show you here. Let me just log in. So you can see this is just my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you get IBKR. I use a lot, many trading platform, because you can use any trading platform that you want. On this situation, just IBKR is an interactive broker. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see that it's a live platform, because there's no yellow line here. It's a live platform. You can see that we really start with very small amount. I show you my Instagram all the time. You start with 5K initially. This is 2020, 23. Yeah, 2023. That's 2 years ago. Start with 5K. Oops, where's the 5K? Yeah, start with 5K. This is like 2 years ago. Using
Wow.
exactly the multi-bagger strategy, you can see just going up like that,
Amazing.
really, really, really nicely going up like that. Obviously, we have a crash. You can see April time, you see the crash. So my money
Mhm.
crashed. I crashed a lot of money. I lost a lot of money at that moment. From around 668.
Mm.
Six, yeah, and then it crashed, it come down, come down. Can you see it come to five? It come to five. People are panicking. People who never been to my training are panicking, because April time is the tariffs. Trump comes out and say, "Oh, I want to do something." So the market crashes big time, and eventually it recovers big time. Yeah, you can see this is December right now. It
Amazing.
recovers. Yeah, it recovers big time. A lot of my students are screaming in profits, and this is just one of my smaller accounts. I have so many different accounts on cattle, on coffee. A lot of trades that we recommend
That's
students.
just 2 years. Two
Yeah, starting with
years.
very, very small amount, using exact strategies, start with a very small amount, put a little bit in, using the exact strategies that I show you, dollar cost averaging in, get into the eight multi-bagger stocks that I just, a lot of my students even make way more than me, and I can't really publish them just like that.
Mm.
So that's kind of what happened, and you will do the same, given that you are winning, given that you
I'm so happy, Raven. No, I can't really tell to my husband like that Raven is not a scam. I did my first call with him today.
are.
And I told him like I'm not into getting rich quick. I
Mm,
wanted to know how to do it properly. That's why I
mm.
needed a mentor and I needed Raven. And
Wow.
he just like would like look at me blankly and wouldn't believe at me. And like I said, I believe in Raven. And I know I have to be in there because in 2 years' time I want to retire. And he would
Nice.
just laugh at me. I said like, I'm gonna retire in 2 years, I'm telling you.
Wow, wow. Yeah, well done, well done. Yeah, way earlier than that, and you just got to be
Yeah.
willing to take action when the time comes, let us know, so we can book for a one-to-one, and when exactly the situation comes. You're right. I'm so proud of you. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done on that. So
Thank
so
you, Raven.
yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So what I was trying yeah, so what I was trying to say is, before the training, obviously we asked you to put some demo trades. Have you got a chance to put any demo trades?
No, I haven't tried yet. I
Okay, you
haven't
haven't
tried
tried.
it.
Okay, that's fine. Because if you
I
put
can
it a
try on
year
IG.
ago, okay, if you put
Mm-hmm.
if you put it a year ago today, you will start seeing your progress already.
Mm.
Yeah, so you'll start seeing your progress. So you have to
That's
see.
what I was saying. Like, I missed one opportunity already in April, and I'm not missing anything anymore. And I have to be on the training. And, like, well, I wish I could have joined earlier for me
Mm,
to be able to learn, but it's never too late. I'm in here, and then I'm gonna take the best
Nice.
as.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm very, very proud of you.
uh,
And yeah, I'm very, very proud of you. As you say, we are thank you for trusting us, even though there's people who do not know me. None of them know me. None of them don't even know our strategies, you know?
yeah.
And none of them, let me see, show. Yeah, none of them even know me. None of them doesn't even know our strategy. You know, they don't know what's going on.
Mm.
And you know, they just do not like people tall poppy syndrome who are just better than them. You know, I look at Instagram, he honestly kind of like a satire account. Leader inspection aside from using bizarre use of terminology. We use some very simple terminology, reference to high level, reflect on the sunken cost. So cost has a placebo effect. So it's if I show you Apple Trust Pilot review, yeah, the best phone in the world. It's the best phone in the world. Would you agree, Apple? Like one of
Mm-hmm.
the best phone in the
Yeah.
iPhone. Look at their review. Yeah, their review out of 11,000, their review is like the lowest of the lowest. Everyone is
Mm.
giving them one star. One star. Apple is a scam. It used to be good. Do not bother with iPhone 16. You know, I mean, using Apple. It's like if you just look at it, you would never ever use a smartphone. You know, Samsung
Mm.
is the same. Samsung Trust Pilot review. What phone are you using?
I was an iPhone user for 13 years, and my husband wanted me to shift to a Samsung.
Okay, let's go with
Now
Samsung.
I'm
Samsung is
Samsung now.
yeah, Samsung is
But I
1.3.
love
You know,
Apple.
anyway, anything is fine. You know, all of these biggest company in the world, their stock going up big
Yeah.
time, making a lot of shareholder richer. It's one of the best company in the world, the best innovation we ever have in 2000. Samsung, you know, 1.3,
Mm.
6,000. Everyone is giving Samsung, you know, the one review is a scam, bought a Samsung, visited the center, very bad, non-comfort. If you read this, you will never use a smartphone. You will still use a Nokia. Sony
Mm.
Ericsson. Yeah, Sony Ericsson and stuff like that. So why is it like that? As you say, it's maybe it's a good news for us because when not many people are doing it, you know, you get a lot of
Mm.
opportunity because trading
Yeah.
and investing is where everyone is panicking, everyone is scared, they don't know whether it's true or not. That's where you maximize your potential real big. Yeah. That's the best time ever. Yeah. So just tall poppy syndrome is like when your neighbor have a Ferrari, have a Lamborghini suddenly, you're gonna feel you're gonna be like, oh, what's going on? You're not gonna celebrate. You're not gonna be like, oh wow, wow. You will, but eventually you'll be like, what does he actually do? You know, how come he get a Lamborghini is Ferrari? How can he change his how can he move out suddenly? You'll be like, oh, what's going on? It's because humans are usually like that. You know, humans if someone become really, really good, you'll be like, oh, he's become good now and he doesn't want us anymore. So you're like, oh, he's gonna leave me alone. So humans kind of have a pretty protective mindset. We go
Mm.
back to our comfort zone. We go back to our
Yes.
fear zone.
Mm.
You know, out of all the reviews, everything is just red and everything is just one star, which is, you know. So a lot of these students, so the best thing is to, you know, be there yourself. You know, people can talk about adobo. But if you don't try yourself, you never know whether it's good or not. Yeah. And we
I'm
never
gonna
know.
start with like saving money for my IVF treatment. So I'm gonna
Nice.
start with
Yes. I
that. So
love
by
that. I
next
love
year,
that.
hopefully.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. So I will see you at 8 o'clock. If anything, let me know. Yeah. And I will speak
Yeah.
to you very soon.
Thank you, Raven.
Take care
Bye-bye.
now. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.